Luetkemeyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for Mrs. Coyne, Miss Coyne, that's an interesting name for a banker, by the way. But
I've heard that before.
I've got a banking background, and they call my daughter Nicole Little Nickel, so I understand where you're going there. Just kind of curious, you talked about, as the top lender with SBA, what's the average size of the loans that you're making? Do you know offhand?
I don't. I do know, though, that, in 2012, 43% of the loans that we made were actually under $50,000, but I can't give you an average size off the top of my head.
Okay, so 43% of all your commercial loans, or is that just SBA loans?
In our small business space.
Okay, what percentage of your commercial portfolio are SBA loans? Just roughly.
20% roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that an average across the industry? Is that?
I think we've been very committed to the SBA program, so those that are active in the program, I would say at this point of where we are in the economic cycle, that's probably pretty typical for the industry.
Okay, and you indicated that some changes need to be made, and the only thing you mentioned was streamlining the process. Are there other things that you would suggest to the committee here, because this is a committee that actually oversees the SBA, and if you have some ideas, we'd certainly like to hear them.
We do. The CBA and the roundtable has a pretty exhaustive list that we'd love to share with you.
An exhaustive list.
After they're mainly around improving the application process, and then around more transparency around the SOP.
Okay.
And getting, allowing us to be more helpful and getting more public opinion around the SOP and more kind of regularity in when those changes are made.
Okay, you indicated that some of your customers are having some difficulty in expanding. They're concerned about the economy and actually willing to sit on the sidelines until the economy gets better. Is that a general statement that can go across the board, or is that just isolated instances, or how do you feel your business customers and the climate they anticipate is out there?
I would say that's something that the whole industry has seen over the last, say, 2 to 3 years, that the most creditworthy borrowers are the ones that are sitting on the sidelines waiting until they see more stability in the economy. They're holding back on that next investment, hiring that next person, buying the next piece of equipment until they feel that things have settled more.
The biggest problem in the stability and uncertainty is that regulatory problems?
Regulatory problems, tax uncertainty, all of the things that have been mentioned earlier, health care, all of those things I think are weighing on the minds of the business owners.
Mr. Luetkemeyer, I have, if you're interested, the answer to your question about the loan size for Key Bank.
I'm giving up my time here, but
okay.
That's fine.
Well, but the trend shows that it continues every year to make larger and larger loans.
Well, reclaiming my time, I think that the size and inflation and the types of businesses out there, micro businesses, 1 and 2 mom-and-pop shops are very difficult to get started anymore. So you're looking at bigger loans because it takes a bigger business to cash flow, to spread your costs over. I mean, it just makes sense. Ms. Dorfman, you made a comment a while ago. You had 4 things that were problems for getting businesses going: access to capital, affordable business benefits, access to federal contracts, and the government needs to spend more money. With regards to the access to federal contracts, are there barriers now for women-owned businesses that are not there for any other businesses?
There are. The government has never met the 5% goal for doing business with women-owned firms. Since 1994, there's been a goal set. And so the challenge is that...
And what is the reason for that? Are they not enough people applying, or they're just
being
turned down, or they're not qualified individuals to be given contracts to, or is there another barrier there?
The barriers include trying to get the access to the contracts. Typically, in the past, women-owned firms have had to compete against the large corporations. Now, with the women-owned small business set-aside program that's been implemented, while that's helped, there are a lot of flaws that still remain that need to be changed. And I can continue if you want with the different flaws.
Well, That's a whole other issue we could get into. I got one real quick question with regards to Dr. Krosner here. Cost-benefit analysis, in your testimony, you said it's very important. It needs to be understood better, and there seems to be a lack of the administration to be willing to go down that road. You want to elaborate for just a few seconds here? I'm out of time, though.
I think this is a very, very important issue, and I think it should be a high priority issue. As I mentioned, executive orders from Ronald Reagan through President Obama have talked about the importance of cost-benefit analysis, and I think having that as a priority, making sure that when regulatory changes occur, that members of Congress think about including cost-benefit analyses or requesting cost-benefit analyses, I think would be very helpful.
Very good. Thank you. I yield back. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.